Welcome to the OhioRAAM Show.
Hey everybody, this is Jim Lawyer here with another live version of the OhioRAAM Show, the show about ultracycling and all things RAM. Special Tuesday night show here tonight. We got a couple of Ohio's finest ultracyclists going to join us here in a little bit. But as usual, the OhioRAAM Show is brought to you by our time stations. Time Station 41 Oxford, Time Station 42 Blanchester, and Time Station 43 Chillicothe, where I'm at. We also have Mike Minium, the sign guy, who does all of our signs across the route. If you would, go ahead and click the QR code and help us keep those signs coming for next year. And if you would, please follow and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube to the OhioRAAM Show to get all the updates and watch some great content. Or you can go to the OhioRAAM Show website, theohioramshow.com, and see all the past videos that we've done and shows. And the OhioRAAM website, which is a place to go for all the information about the time stations during RAM and links to all the leaderboards, etc. And we'd like to thank the City of Oxford, City of Blanchester, and Chillicothe for being our partners. Don't have any RAM updates this week. We'll talk about the next show, which will be December 11th, this coming Sunday. We have Team Catapult Hand Cycling Raw 2023 with Wendy Larson. Will be a great, great show. And January 14th, Virtual World Time Trials is going to happen again on RGT this time. So head over to the websites and sign up and join us out there. The great Joe Barr is going to come to North Carolina April 8th this year and do a 24-hour ride to break 500 miles. So hopefully we will cover that, and good luck to him. Upcoming shows. I won't read them all, but we are going to have a hiatus during Christmas and New Year's, so there will be no shows December 25th or January 1st. We'll be back January 8th with a great, great show. So let's go ahead and bring on our guests tonight. We've got Joe Lawhorn, Chillicothe, Ohio. We've got Doug Chivington, Bellefontaine, and we've got Vesna from Spiegel Bikes up there in Canada. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, doing well.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you guys for being with us. We'll start with Joe on a couple of questions. What are your plans for 23-24? Anything going to come about?
Just last week I entered the lottery for the extra large version of Unbound.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my first event for 2023 since Sebring got canceled.
Right.
Probably going to head down to North Carolina for the 24-hour race down there.
Mm-hmm.
Do have something in the works. I've been looking at the Walker record that goes from the most southern point of UK to the most northern point of the UK. Actually, it's not a set record through WACA, so I got to work through logistics of that.
Excellent.
That I would like to do around August time period.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and Doug are going to go do the two-person team 24-hour race out in the World Time Trial Championship in Borrego next fall. And right
Excellent.
now, it looks like I'm going to be working up to Ram Solo in 2024.
Awesome. It would be great to have you back on RAM. That would be awesome coming through our
Yeah, I'm eager
Ohio
to get
RAM
back
time
at it.
stations. Definitely, definitely. All right. Hey, Doug, how's it going? I know you did Barango, and what kind of future plans do you have, and how did you do at Barango?
Sure. Yeah, Barango, I did set a PR. A little disappointed in my time, though. I made a rookie mistake on my nutrition, and I fueled for a hot day, and it was not a hot day.
Mm-hmm.
So I rode with an upset stomach for about 6 hours.
Whew.
So, but still got a PR, and
Mhm.
so really enjoyed the experience. I had my family there with me, and so that's the first time they've really got to see me race, other than Amber, my wife. But
Right.
it was really fun. Had the grandkids there, and so had a great time.
That's awesome.
But for 2022, the big event for us was being an ambassador for Spiegel. So thank you, Vesna,
Thank
for
you.
supporting.
Thank you. We are so
I
honored.
should have
to be
mentioned
all
that
Joe
too.
and you. Yes, Joe,
Yeah,
very
this is
honored.
definitely a
Way to
Team
hurt me,
Spiegel.
Doug.
Team Spiegel show tonight. Definitely,
Yes, we
definitely.
are all basically, even Jim. My
Yes.
goodness.
Yeah, even
And
Jim.
April.
And April, yes, definitely.
So
Yeah.
it's must a visit. I have to come to Ohio soon.
I know
Definitely.
you got to. You got to.
Yes, yes.
But I've got to tell the story how I got on a Spiegel. And
Yes, please. Yes,
yeah,
it's true. Mhm.
yeah, it's we were at Sebring last February,
Mhm.
and as luck would have it, I had a mechanical on my bike the night before, and it was not fixable. And fortunately, Jim, lawyer, had his Spiegel there, and he said, "Just take my bike." And
Yes.
and so at 10 o'clock in the evening the night before, we had all the stuff off my bike I needed and put it on the Spiegel. And I ended up riding the 12-hour on an unfamiliar bike with my saddle and some of the most important parts, but ended up getting second in my age group. So
Yes.
And two different crank links that we forgot about.
What's that?
Two different crank arm links that
Oh,
we
that's
forgot
right.
about.
I rode nearly 200 miles with two different link crank arms.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
my
was wondering why
goodness.
my hamstring was talking to me halfway through. So, but through that experience, Vesna found out about it and asked if I
Yeah,
would
it was
consider being
amazing.
an ambassador, and the rest is history.
Definitely.
We in 2022 we set 6 age group records through WUCA this summer, and of course went to Barango, and we just had a really good year. So also I've got to mention I was fortunate enough to be able to crew for Joe Barr at
Yes.
Natchez 444,
Mhm.
and so really got to watch not only Joe Lawhorn there in action, but Joe Barr as well. Watch some of the best do their business, and really learned a lot there. Didn't learn anything about nutrition, evidently, with Marengo. But,
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, rookie mistake. So,
Well-
but anyways, for 2023, as Joe mentioned, we're going to partner, and I'm really looking forward to that. And so, back at Barango, I'm looking at another state attempt here this year, and I'm going to weave in something now that Sebring's out. We're going to weave in a third event for us, maybe 4. But
Excellent.
that's what I'm looking at for this year.
That's
Great. Vesna, since you're
Yeah.
kind of the sponsor of these two here on the bikes,
nice. Yeah, it's
you wanna
very
tell us-
interesting. Like
tell
for
us a
me,
little bit
because
about
because
Spiegel?
even Joe, got on your bike basically
Yep.
last year for RAM, no, this year
Yes.
for RAM, and that
all
inspired
right.
him. What
Yeah.
is it? You want to tell the?
Yeah,
It's
I'll
funny. It
tell
was
the
the same
story.
bike. Both of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
It must be something about Jim's bike.
There you go.
Yes, it's something about it. I don't know.
I had taken some time off the bike, and
Yes.
Ram was coming through, and Al Jeffers is a really close friend of mine, and we have a really strong tie from my Ram solo.
Hmm.
So I suited up and I borrowed Jim's bike, which I've always eyeballed the Ram Spiegel bikes anyway, obviously.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And
Well, we're there in always, so you cannot miss us.
So I went out and I met. There's a big peak on Route 28, which is a big hill climb before you drop down into my hometown, Chillicothe, or the start of the Appalachian Mountains. And I met Al up there, and then I gave him a little bit of an escort. I'd never been on that bike before, middle of the night. And if you're familiar with the course, the descent on that is just, it's a pretty gnarly descent. And, I'm right out in front of Al, and I'm like, wow, this bike's handling really responsibly. And I decided to send it middle of the night. Bike I'd never been on before. We're hitting over 49 miles per hour. And yeah, by the time I got back to the timing station where Jim was, I'm like, man, I really like your bike. Right.
Yeah, that's it. The bike chose you. I'm sorry.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
So at the time I was in a contract and with another bike manufacturer. And once I got free of that, I reached out to Vesna and I was like, hey, what's the chances of me to ride for you guys? So here we
That
are.
is so awesome. Yes.
Yes, very honored to have you on our team. So
Well, very
it's
honored to
great.
be here.
Like for us, it's a community. It's not just bike and not just like sell the bike and that's it. For us, it's more than that. It's just
Definitely.
like we like to help the sport to grow, and like we always cheer for everyone. You can notice on our Facebook, it's not just our riders, everyone.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we tell the stories we like people to hear, and it's nice. I think it's important so to work together, and that's why we're all like we have nice stories to tell, because it's nice to share it with friends. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Absolutely.
interesting. So it's really good. Yeah. So us too, for 2023, we're looking in the new models. Especially everybody's asking for TT bikes, so it's time to introduce that. And it's going to be a Hurricane, a nice model, and we have another Infinity model because, our partners are Infinity bikes. It's too, and everybody's like Infinity. It's like part of the ultra cycling community. So we went for Infinity frame, and it's going to be a disc frame, and it's really nice trunk. I just seen it today. It's a new model for 2023, so it's coming in a few months. And because we had one Infinity before, but we upgraded now for a new season, and I think it's going to be more suitable for our beasts on the bikes.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's about it. Like we are working always toward to get something better, and whatever we listen to every one of you, like what you need. Even now we were talking in the backstage for the tandem, maybe
There you
that
go.
would be an X. We have
There
no
you go.
choice. We'll have to to make things happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I know, Joe, you're a distributor for Spiegel here in Ohio, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. That's it.
Correct.
Yeah.
It just took on that about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I reached out to Vesna and I was like, I was looking at the distributors in the U.S. and there's no one in the Midwest. And I reached out and here we are.
Yeah.
Great.
that's
So,
it.
so if somebody in Ohio or in the neighboring states,
just contact the Joe, and then we can just drop ship from our warehouse, and everything will be really simple. It's not complicated because we already work with a lot of distributors are like this. So
Joe's Facebook link is in the show notes, so just hit him up there, or even you can contact Vesna at Spiegel Bikes, and she can put you in contact with Joe.
But if you say it's for Joe, and then I will contact him.
Definitely.
We always make sure that we don't overpass. If it's good for Joe, it's Joe. So I'm going to contact him, and I'm there for assistance with him for sure at the start. Too,
Outstanding.
So no problem. You get us in the package, Joe and me.
Great. And real quick, for anybody out there watching, there's a few of you out there. Post your comments. Let us know where you're from. Ask a question of Joe, Vesna, or Doug, and we'll get an answer for you. If we can't answer it, we'll make something up. So, So, Vesna, do you have any questions of Joe or Doug that might spark interest or anything?
Yeah, well, it's very interesting to hear that they're going to be a two-man team. So that's really nice. I'm very excited about that, to see you race together. And
me and Doug have had a friendship for a long time. I don't know, Sebring 2019.
2019.
We
Yeah.
didn't know each other, but whenever I race, I have an aggressive personality, but I'm not aggressive on the bike.
Mm-hmm.
So when I ride past people, and I know what it is because mostly I'm suffering too, so I try to put a fake like, "Hey, let's go," to try to bring up my spirit. And every time I was passing Doug, I was just, hey, great job, buddy. Hey, keep it up, buddy. And then we started talking after the race, and both from Ohio. At the time, I was doing a lot of volunteer work with the VA.
Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of
Yes.
volunteer work for our veterans too, and he's helped out on a WACA record that I did, and I was just brainstorming. I'm like, Doug, why don't we do like a 2-man relay? I've never done one. If I did it with anybody, I would want somebody I'm extremely comfortable with and I know I get along with well. And
Mm-hmm.
there we are.
Makes
Outstanding.
sense.
Yeah.
And both on Spiegels. That
Yeah.
can't beat
Both on
that.
Spiegels.
Definitely.
Right.
Yes,
Both on
yeah.
Spiegel.
Awesome.
You want to make me work, yes.
Yeah.
A new projects for me.
There you go.
Keep me
Definitely.
busy. Yes.
Definitely. Do you guys want to talk about any other sponsors that you may have or any other charities that you want to talk about real quick to bring that to light for our viewers?
Currently, I don't work with any charities offhand. I try to support different local cycling organizations, and I'm always tagging them in it. And
Right.
both me and Doug, I brought Doug on to Rudy Project
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago, so we both ride for them too, or have a thing with them. Obviously, I have a lot of love for Kenda Tires.
Yep.
They've been a long time sponsor of mine. Do Energy. Let's see here. I know I'm forgetting people. I'm horrible at this. NR6.
There you
Wheels,
go.
Yes,
which is
another 6.
Scott is also a fellow. He's a British veteran
Mm-hmm.
from the Army, British Army, and me and him get on wonderfully. And I love his company and wanted to support him too. So when I got out of the contract with Irwin, I was like, listen, I want to support your company. How do I help? That should be it for me.
All right. Doug?
Yeah. Long-time relationship with BRL Sports and Nutrition, and Bob Gentile's been wonderful to work with, and he's always supported what we're doing. As Joe mentioned, Rudy Project. We've got FSA, and then some local supporters. Levan Excavating here in Ball Fountain, they're big supporters of us. The gym that we go to in Kenton, it's huge for us as well. And so, anyways, just a lot of good supporters. But the charity that we work for right now is Ohio Warriors sled hockey team, and
Yes.
it's made up of men and women who have suffered TBI and PTSD in combat, and they're using sled hockey as a way to do some rehabilitation. And so it's really been a wonderful experience for us. We've been partnering with them for the last 2 years. This year, in 2022, we raised $2,000 to just support them and their equipment and their ice time. An hour of ice time where they skate is $300. So
It's a lot.
it's just a lot of money, and I know they appreciate everybody that supported us. So thank you if you're watching. And it really means a lot to see them skate on the ice, knowing that they've got their limitations. You can see their personality change, and everything that's on their shoulders goes away.
Yep, definitely.
And so it's
Nice.
really, really good experience.
Yep,
So,
and if you're around the Ohio area, go check the games out. They're awesome.
Yeah. So they're the Ohio Warriors sled hockey team in Central Ohio. So
Perfect.
Definitely.
I'm coming to visit
It's
for
very
sure.
important.
And I'm going on ice with them too.
oh yeah, oh they'd love it.
Yes.
They would love it.
Joe, you were going to say something?
Very important for the I'd say very important for this. So if you don't mind, I'm fully fired. I was placed on the
You're kind of breaking up, Joe,
I don't-
unfortunately.
Internet.
Yeah.
Okay. So on 2012, I was permanently, I was placed on the military's permanently retirement, permanently disabled retirement. It was hard because that wasn't my job, it was my lifestyle. I've done that for years, 8 months. Suffering from the and life new
Hey,
built the diet and that's forced behind like
well,
and sure. So for vets to have alternative outlets and adaptancy for them.
gotcha. You're still breaking up, Joe.
Will
Yeah.
We'll hang out, and we'll get back to you if it picks back up, okay? I wasn't going to put you on the spot,
Okay.
Doug or Joe, but I know we've talked in the past about maybe bringing an ultracycling race back to Ohio. Any thoughts on that?
Well, it'd be nice to see. I think Doug and myself and Joe, we are really busy racing, so we may not be the ones to organize it, but we certainly can support it. It
Definitely.
would be nice to see.
No, I will tell you there, and I announced that about a year they're raised in the works. I'm actually to the point now where I'm talking to a lawyer about safety concerns and legal jazz. Once that happens, yeah, it'll be fire, and I'll have an ultra cycling race.
Excellent. And for those of you who couldn't understand, Joe is working on a race that will come to Ohio and bring ultracycling racing back to Ohio, other than RAM
Nice.
and that kind of thing. So that's awesome.
That's nice.
So hopefully that will come to fruition, and we can have an ultracycling area here in Ohio, a race. Anything else you guys want to touch on real quick before we close it out tonight?
I want to wish Lee a healthy recovery, speedy
Yes.
recovery.
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Lee couldn't be here, but he's
Yes.
posting comments, so he'll be back hopefully Sunday with us, and we'll go from there. He's the patriarch of the OhioRAAM show and the time station, so he's very very missed here on the show.
Yeah.
And
So-
another thing, yes, we wish all the best wishes for Lee. And we would like, as a Spiegel Bikes, would like to help the young community in Ohio, like Joe was saying, the young. I would like to give a very good pricing on the frames and stuff. So contact us, Joe. If anyone that you think that deserve the bike or cannot have it, and this will make something happen, and just send me a line. Don't be shy.
Excellent.
If you don't ask, you don't know. You don't get.
That's
and
correct.
That's
how,
what we.
That's
That's
how
what
we
I
got
need.
involved. Yes, back
We
when I
need to
said
get, if that's a kid that cannot afford, or
yes.
and you think, just let me know and we'll do something about it.
Excellent. That's great
So
news.
we want to help the Ohio community. too,
Excellent,
so
excellent. So
Perfect.
you heard it here. So contact either myself or anybody here, and we
Yes.
will get you in contact
Yes.
with the right people.
Absolutely,
Yes,
contact
perfect.
me, and money out of my own pocket has to come out to help a child.
There you go. We're right
Yeah,
there with
so
you. Definitely.
If you
I
think that
gave
it's
3
anyone,
bikes away
let
to
me
kids
know,
last year.
That is so
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we really appreciate all of you taking time tonight on the Tuesday night, and best wishes to you all, and you have a great holiday season. And I'm sure
Likewise.
we'll have you all back on here come 2023. Definitely.
Yes.
Anytime,
All right.
See
Jim.
you in Ohio. I'm
Yes.
coming down.
Love to have
All
you.
right.
Excellent.
We're
You
going
see you there in
skating.
2023. That's it.
There you
All
go.
No more
right.
promise, but it's coming.
Awesome.
Great.
We'll see you soon.
Hang on, guys. After we're done, we'll talk a little bit, okay? Excuse me.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank
Let
you
me
very much.
find-
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.